Welcome, my dear friends. Today we will discuss why we use unit testing in the software testing. So, in which phase and why we use unit testing. So, see some details of the unit testing. So far, we have been looking at some very basic concepts and look at details. But before we start discussing the details of designing test cases for the unit testing, let's be clear about one aspects of one question that we might have, that can we just eliminate unit testing and do a thorough integration and system testing. Unit testing is carried out just after the coding is complete and the code has been successfully compiled, and that situation we do the unit testing. And we cannot really eliminate unit testing because it is a very effective technique as it reduces the debugging efforts. If we don't do unit testing, we do a thorough integration and system testing, then the debugging effort will be much more. Let's understand why. Let's say these are all different units that are shown here in the figure, and we just did not do a unit testing, and there was, say, assume a bug was there, then we run several test cases. On some of the test cases they failed, but then to debug we need to check each and the every this unit and maybe at least those units which got executed during the execution of the failed test cases. But in unit testing, when we do unit testing, we know that the bug has to be within that unit. We do not have to look at the other units, and that is reason why debugging efforts for problem reported during the unit testing is much less compared to when unit testing is not done and we directly go for the system testing. In system testing, the errors are much more difficult to track down. That is localized, which where is the bug, and therefore the debugging cost increase substantially. This another basic concept is in unit testing. We use the term unit testing when we either execute an individual method and test it. Unit testing may be applied at level of the modules. We just unit test a module, and we might unit test a class in object oriented code, or may unit test a component in a component based software. But the problem here is that if we take up a unit and we want to execute it, but then there must be some software which supplies it data invokes and that unit. And similarly, the unit test we are testing it might need to invoke other units. There might be a call to other functions and so on. Since we are testing the unit in isolation, we need to have this two small code written. The driver is the one which will call the unit and supply the necessary data, and the stubs are functions, some dummy functions which the unit will call. So the driver and stub software written during the unit testing. The driver and stub are two small software, so the tester has to write some code here and the driver simulate the behavior of the function that should call the unit and also supply the necessary data, the test data. They stop on the other hand, and these are the functions that need to be called by unit. So we can represent the same thing in the form that in order to do unit testing for some unit, the tester has to write two small software. One is the driver which calls the unit under the test and also supply it the necessary data, and also if the unit need to access some global data, then it provides the global variables or global data to the unit, and also needs to write the stub which is procedure under test that is the unit needs to call. So for unit testing we need to drivers and steps to be written before the unit testing can be carried out. Now let's have a small quiz. So far we looked at unit testing in this lecture, and we saw that in unit testing we just isolate one unit and then test it. It is adding some test data and we write the drivers and stuffs for that unit. But then unit testing can be considered as which one of the following types of activity? it is in a verification activity or a validation activity? The answer is that it is the verification activity. Unit testing is a verification activity because by definition validation is checking the full developed software against it requirement. In unit testing we do not do that we just take out a small unit and then test it against it functional requirements for that unit. So the unit testing is not the validation testing, it is the verification testing. So the unit testing is performed by the developers themselves, and before they can test unit they need to write drivers and stubs and they carry out the unit testing. Now let's look at more details into unit testing. How does one design unit test cases? Let's say we want to do unit testing for a function. As I was mentioning that unit testing can also be done for a module or for a class, for a components. Let us now assume that we are interested to do unit testing for a function. Now, what are the main approaches to design unit cases? One is called as the black box approach and other is the white box approach. The third is the gray box approach. For a function, unit testing is basically a black box and a white box. We will see how to design those test cases and why these are called as black and white. But for the class or a module, a component, we might also have to do a gray box approach. In black box approach, we do not need to know the entire detail of the software. We just view the unit as a black box. This is our unit. We just know if we give input to the black box unit, it should behave in some way in the sense that it will produce some output. So the black box approach, we design the test case by observing the input that should be given and output that should be produced. On the other hand, in the white box or a glass box approach, we know the details of the code that is there. Therefore, we can create a model of the code, for example, a control flow diagram or something based on the internal knowledge of the code. We might design some test cases. So this is called as a glass box because we need to check the internal code here. We do not even bother about what is the code. We just look at it is a specification and it is what the input and what output should be produced, and based on that we design the test case. On the other hand, in the gray box approach, we have something in between a black and white box. We use the design of the unit, maybe a class diagram, maybe a state model, a class diagram, or maybe a correlation between modules and so on. So these are the designs models which are intermediate between a black box and white box. Do not really need to look at the code and neither is it a black box. We have knowledge which is intermediate between a black box and white box, and that is why it is called the gray box. If it is a pure function that we are testing, we need to test only black box and white box, but for the classes, components and some, we might to have a gray box testing as well. Now first let's do black box testing. The black box unit testing is done based on the functional specification of the software or the functional specification of a unit. So given the unit, we do not need to look at the code. We just see what is its input output behavior. Based on that we design the test cases. We should not look at the internal of the software but only the input output behavior. The black box testing is also called a functional testing because based on the knowledge of the functionality without looking at the code we test it, so it is called as a functional testing. Now let's try to appreciate why black box testing can be hard. Here we look at the input data and output behavior, that is what it should output, and the design test cases. The main complexity here is that the data domain for any typical software is large, and therefore we need to decide which test case to apply because we need to have an optimal number of test cases, and we have to select that out of the billions of or trillions of the test data that are possible. Not only that, a function may be taking multiple parameters, so we need to fix the value of those parameters. So if a function takes just one parameter, we need to just test with respect to that parameter. But if it takes two parameters, there are a number of values that are possible for this parameter, and for this parameter 1 and parameter 2 for a function, then we have to possibly test with the various combination of the values, maybe fix this as one this and test with the respect to this, maybe fix this and test with respect to this, and so on. So we need to try out various combinations, and that makes testing much more challenging and complex. So first let's convince ourselves that even a very small function, just two lines function, can become extremely hard to test. If we want to do the black box testing thoroughly, that is exhaustive black box testing with all the possible input values, let's consider a very trivial function. Name of the function is check equal. Take two integer parameters and then checks if two parameters are the same. Basically just one line is here. If x equal to y, return 1, else return 0. But then we are not looking at the internals, we are just doing a black box testing. So what we'll do is we will check whether this function works well for the possible combination of the input data. Now let's say we are using the 64-bit computer. In 64-bit computer, each integer representing using 64-bit, and for simplicity let's assume, because integer representation we do not want to go that level, but we just say that 64 bits are used, and therefore 2 to the power 64 inputs are possible for the first parameter. Similarly, for the second parameter, 2 to the power 64 different inputs are possible, and therefore the total number of inputs with which the function needs to be checked is all the possible combination of the first parameter and the second parameter, which is the 2 into multiply by 2 to the power 64, that is the 2 to the power 128. And this is the huge number. We can read 2 to the power 10, 2 to the power 20, 2 to the power 30, but I cannot even read what is the 2 to the power 128. It is extremely large. 2 to the power 2 is kilo, 2 to the power 20 is the million, 30 is the billion, trillion, and so on. I do not even know how to read. It is extremely large number, and let's assume that we are testing manually this 2 to the power 128 possibly value with which we need to test, and let us say that we are expert in typing. We can type very fast and just take 10 seconds to enter each test data. If we compute that, the number of hours that will come here in a very large, and we can easily compute the how many hours, then we might take a billion year to enter all the possible values, and that is just to test this small program. Therefore, the black box testing is hard if we consider all the possible inputs. But our objective now is to find out the black box test strategies which will drastically reduce the number of test cases. Maybe 3, 4, or something. But they should be almost as effective as the exhaustive testing. So that is our objective. With that objective, let us see what are the test strategies that we have. In all these test strategies that we discussed, we will create a model of the data domain, because we know that the input data, the output data, we will create the data model, and based on that data model we will design the test cases. On the other hand, in the white box testing, we know the internal structure, that is the code we check, and therefore it should also called the structural testing, because we know the structure of the software. Now let's look at the black box testing, and after that we will look at the white box testing. In black box testing, we look at the system, the black box, and then we know that the input output behavior. It is also called the data driven testing or input output testing. We look at the first, and we have already seen that the exhaustive testing is the very difficult. We need to have some test strategies which are almost comparable with respect to the effectiveness and thoroughness of the testing of the exhaustive testing, but the number of test cases should be much less and should take very less effort compared to the exhaustive testing. Okay, thank you.